The United States added 2 million new millionaires from the 2019 to 2020. In a single year, 2.2 million people became millionaires, which made the total number of millionaires in the US over 20 million. We are all told that to become a millionaire is more like the dream than reality. But when over 2 million becomes one in a matter of the years, you know that it's a practical goal that anyone can achieve. Wherever you are in the world, the internet has made it much easier to build successful businesses that could rise you a millionaire status. It's about putting the time and the effort. I'm sure that there are plenty of you who are watching this video are going to join that list since you are interested in investing in businesses and growing yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. Just because you are poor today doesn't mean you are going to stay like that for forever. You don't choose to be born in a poor family, but it depends on you whether you want to stay poor or not. Fin- Financial independence is not something that happens to you overnight. It's a series of the good, small daily decisions that slowly lead to financial success. So, how do you know that you are on the right path? What are the signs that you are going one of those millionaires in the coming future? So let's take a look at the 5 habits or the principles that lead to financial success. And let me know in the comments below how many of them do you follow. Give this video a thumbs up and let's start with the first one. Are you playing the games of the money on offense? If you were to play the game strictly on defense, your the chances to win in the game extremely low or none, right? And yet most people playing the game of the money exactly like that. Their goal isn't to be at the top of the make millions. They seems like it's impossible goal for them. They just want to play all the bills and stay out of debt. It's not bad strategy, but the problem with it is that your goal is to simply to be above the water. That's the maximum that you get. Of course, there's exceptions. Some people save 5 to 10% of their incomes, invest in the stock market, and hope that their portfolio grows by 6-7%. So that's when they got old, they will have something on rely on, and that's better than nothing. However, that's still not enough. You can't walk yourself into the comfort zone and expect to get financially independent. If you want to create the real wealth, you should stop playing defense and start playing offense. You should start attacking as aggressively as you can. Of course, not every single of you attacked is going to be successful, but you will increase your odds of winning by the huge margin. Second, you think big back in the days when I was a broke college student who barely paid his bills. I always used to think about how I can minimize my expenses to save more. Even if I would save an extra $100, I would consider that a lot. But at some point, I realized that there is only so much I can save. There is a limit to how low I can go. At the end of the day, there are some fixed expenses that I cannot avoid, such as the rent. So the question that was in my mind, should I focus on the saving some extra pennies, or should I raise the focus on 10x the amount I do now? That's when I realized that I was on the wrong path all the time. There are people who waste hours and hours just to find the bread that 20 cents cheaper than there are the people who would raise their waste that time maximize their income. The question is, which one are you? Third, you admire other rich people. I have friends who despite rich people. Whenever we discuss the big tech, they would say, "Look at Jeff Bezos. Look at how many people are suffering because of him. His employees are suffering, and he doesn't care. He's probably the greediest person in the world." Or when we talk about Tesla or SpaceX, they would say Musk doesn't care about the environment and the humanity. He is the greedy capitalist who only cares about himself and his net worth. Let's say, hypothetically, they only care about themselves. The question is, so what? Do you care about humanity more than he does? He is at least doing something, even if that out of self instead. He is positively impacting the world. He is helping the world to move to the sustainable energy, and in return, he is making billions. He, Bezos, transformed the way we shop forever by making it affordable for everyone to order stuff online. What about you? How are you make the world a better place? Sitting at home and watching Netflix and just criticizing everyone who solved the problem and become a billionaire isn't helping anymore. If you don't want to work at Amazon, you don't have to. If you don't believe in the Tesla's missions, you don't have to. Or when a billionaire donates a few $100 million, you see people criticize him for not donating enough. Come on, dude. How much you donated? Probably not even 1% of that he did. How about we appreciate what he has done, even if it's a tiny percent of his wealth? Or the best one, if I would be as rich as him, I would donate dozens, if not hundreds, of billions of dollars. If you are so generous, why aren't you working as hard as him to become the billionaire to donate that much money? You should spend your youth chasing girls and watching Netflix while that guy spent his youth building the successful businesses. And now, for some reason, he has to donate all that money. You had the choice to take some risk, spend your entire youth building a businesses, but you didn't. And now you want to criticize him for not sharing his wealth with you. First, you don't assume you know everything. What do people do when they face financial problems? They complain about it. There is a bazillion number of the things you can blame, starting from the politicians that run the country to the ended it with your boss, or how about the billionaires who have taken all the wealth and left nothing for you? Their greed is keeping you poor. If you tell him to pick up a book and to leave even the basic of the money management, he will tell you, this is my money and I know how to take care of it, so don't teach me how to handle my money. Well, if you are to figure everything out, why on earth are you always broke? Maybe you shouldn't be broke if you know everything. And it's not only about money, but everything else. Haven't you realized when people get into the argument, they try to prove that they are right, even if they are not, instead of trying to learn? And to be honest, I have had this mentality back when I was a teenager. I was quite stubborn. But then I realized if I keep going like this, I will never grow. So I stopped acting like I know everything and started paying attention to my flaws and start fixing them. You can't solve the problem if you don't acknowledge it. That's the first steps to financial independence. Fifth, focus on your net worth and don't income. What is Jeff Bezos' salary? What is the salary of the richest man in the world? How much do you think he earns when his net worth is around $200 billion? Probably billions, right? No. His salary is a little over $81,000. Yes, you heard it right. Bezos doesn't even make six figures. How is that possible? And how not quite to Jeff Bezos? Most of the richest men in the world have very modest salaries because there is the huge difference between the net worth and income. Salary is what you earn when you trade your time for money, but wealth are assets that earn you money when you are not there. Since there is a limited amount of the time you have on any given day, it doesn't make sense to focus on your income. That's why rich men often focus on the building wealth. Even the Forbes billionaires list is about wealth and not income. So if you are focused on the building wealth, you are on the right track. Even when you look at it from the tax point of view, ordinary income is often taxed and highest rate, while there are the millions tax breaks for wealth. The most famous one is the Sections 1031 exchange. You can sell your property and buy another property and don't pay a dime in tax. Some of these signs might apply you to other might not, but keep in mind that you can always make the change in your life. And it's not going to happen overnight. In fact, it took me years to make that shift in my life. So there is no reason to think that you can do it. If 2.2 million people became millionaires in 2019, another 2 million people became one as well this year. And as long as you put the effort and time, you definitely can be one of them. If you have enjoyed this video, you will most definitely enjoy this custom playlist that I have created specifically for you, that has our most popular videos on that can potentially change your life. And now give this video a thumbs up so that it deserves, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Thanks for watching, and until next time.